an inspiration to so many here today and all across the sporting landscape, and the Prem breaking new ground in the process here in Birmingham. All claimed at the outset by Matthias Alemano of Gloucester. Caelan Englefield, the man wearing 9 for Gloucester today in the absence of Tomas Williams. Injured his shoulder last week. Not a serious concern in the long term, we understand.
Interesting game for Gloucester today, isn't it? The old adage of playing for pride. How far can pride take you when you're up against a side that has to win to stay in the hunt? Those two different levels of desire might see later on in the game.
First touch for Billy Searle. Hamish Watson launched into the midfield. Made his Tigers debut last week. Tommy Raffel unavailable for the time being with a nasty injury. Lovely cut-out pass from Searle. Hamer Webb chips not too far.
Just see Hassel Collins appearing on the same wing as Hamer Webb there. Just tracking that pace.
Taken in.
Across the field, that inside pass, if you can get it to one of your quickest players, causes huge problems for the defence.
Touched.
Chesham got a hand on that. The attack from deep. Laid up by Stewart. And Searle attacks the gain line. Bailey, Hassel Collins.
Not now, 12. Thank you. Good choice.
Searle again to the width and Wands going around the outside. Oh, twice! A special score from Will Wands. Enjoying a breakthrough campaign, stitching up 2 Gloucester defenders, and the Tigers fastest out of the blocks here at Villa Park.
The speed of ball's really good, isn't it? And Liebenberg, watch what he does. He holds the defender just by putting his hands up, looking like he's going to go through it. That holds the first defender, and it creates the 3-on-2 on the outside, and Will Wan takes some finishing lovely back in towards the defender to make him sit back onto his heels, and then the swerve around him. What a bright start for Leicester.
It's a really good finish, isn't it? But watch Yennard here. Steps out the line to make the hit. If he just backs off a little bit, they're outnumbered Gloucester defensively with a 3-on-2. If he backs off, it's a lot more difficult for one to get to the outside. Even the wind's helping Leicester as well. It's a brilliant start. We'll see it probably a little bit better from the first angle. He was really good last week, one defensively, and great finish tonight. But the fact that Yennard stepping in there means that you're isolated on the outside, Redshaw, and then it's a much more difficult tackle for Atkinson to make on one.
12 tries in all competitions this season. Tigers' top try scorer. This one taken at about the 3rd attempt by Arthur Clark of Gloucester, who are inside the 22. Here's Rapava Ruskin. Atkinson.
On the shoulder. There's the tackle now. Let him go. Thank you. Let go of each other. 5.
Clement, little tip on for Rapava Ruskin. The ball loose and taken in and on by Redshaw. Atkinson. Double pump and Thorley arrives. Dayan Gwynn, Welshman, playing on the blind side today. Fired away by Englefield. Atkinson is held on the gain line. Buffeted by a big shot from Ollie Cracknell. Atkinson, Clement to Yennard.
Englefield distribute the ball really wide from the base. It's a good turnover.
Holding on.
Just don't have an inside clear here. Coaches often work on that's where the threat often comes from, because the defender, as soon as it goes past you, you're not part of the defensive line, so you've got a free shot at a jackal, and because he steps back, there's no inside clear. Liebenberg's the threat, and because of that, they go off their feet to try and solve it.
Henry Liebenberg with the all-important
7
turnover. Quite emotional talking this week, Liebenberg, about his exit from the club. He's had a wonderful spell rejoining the Bulls in South Africa.
the emergence of Morrow as well during this season. That combination of Liebenberg in the second row with Ollie Chesham, really mobile back five for Leicester now.
Once!
The ball with Blamire.
Use it! No, he doesn't. He can't play.
Searle waiting. Hassel Collins hovering in behind. Searle again whips it wide. Hamer Webb looking to get round. Redshaw beaten for the second time in the match. And Hamer Webb is in. Continuing where he left off last weekend. Gabriel Hamer Webb for Leicester. And the Tigers firing on all cylinders.
Well, two really good pieces of skill. This will show you the pass. Watch Searle out the backfield, throws a left hand over the top, that's fine. But then the way he slides on the ball and accelerates onto the pass just gives him an extra yard momentum. Here's another look, ball out the back. Now watch him on the outside, Hamer Webb. He just accelerates onto the pass with that one little step.
Just looking at both.
Takes him beyond the despairing tackle again. Both wide men now breaking out of tackles to score tries. That is really good finishing.
Twice now beaten on the outside, the Gloucester back three. It's a good fend, but I think there'll be disappointment on both counts. Dominic Waldock.
Denied by the post this time, Billy Searle, who's been the best kicker in the league this season, and Hamer Webb finding his touch, finding the second score.
It's Redshaw, isn't it? Because Redshaw's coming forward to the tackle and Hamer Webb accelerates onto the ball. He changes the angle, makes the arm long, so it's a very tough tackle then. Well, that's two misses from that young man and two tries conceded. As Ben said, you can't concede tries one-on-one out wide.
No, use it. Stop it.
Here's Redshaw.
Touched, all onside.
Now with Stewart. Putting some width on it.
It's a 50-22.
Searle, space in behind, looking for the bounce.
That's the ball.
Be interesting.
Tigers ball, the 50-22 is good.
50-22 called. I wasn't sure where Stewart was when he passed the ball back, though. The referee's in charge, but...
Yeah, thank you.
Was he inside? Yeah, he was just inside the half. Such a good kick from Searle, isn't it?
They're under pressure because the ball had been charged down, so the referee's just explaining.
End of the line.
It was a pass before to Stewart, wasn't there?
Edge of the line. Come up, Leicester. Thank you.
Because it was touch and flight, Leicester under a bit of pressure because none of those Gloucester players then had to retreat.
Better and better at spotting that space, though, aren't they? With Searle and Stewart and a fumble here from Caelan Englefield. It's all Tigers in the opening 10 minutes.
You'd feel a bit aggrieved from that, wouldn't you? You sort of half charge down a kick, it ends up in the backfield, and that's the ball that goes back over the halfway line for the 50-22.
No, it wasn't. The referee reversed it, gave it to Gloucester.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that the reason why I'd feel a bit aggrieved is it wasn't actually a pass from one of your players, it's a sort of charge down, it's hit a body.
It's not yours to stand on. Step back. Thank you.
This is a good launch pad for Leicester, though. Left-hand scrum. Key guy here, Hassel Collins. I always, defensively, if you're in that back line, if you're Atkinson, you're looking at who's most keen. It's a bit like the water boy when he was looking to do the onside kick. You're looking at the eyes of the players.
Oliver Ruskin on the far side against Hayes. He wants to get his shoulder up to take his back row there. That's what he's done.
It's picked up at the base by Cracknell, and they have a penalty advantage. Searle attacks that gain line again. Van Portfleet fizzing around the ruck. Blamire straight and hard. Chesham now, wave after wave of Tigers coming at the cherry and white. Searle massaging the defence.
Man in front accidentally.
Really fast ball. I know that it's partly down to the quality of the clear out from Leicester, but Van Portfleet is on it properly. As soon as the ball's there, he's whipping it away.
One fell on the outside.
That makes such a difference because as a defender you just can't get set in time, so you've got no line speed, and it's making every Leicester carry easier because the defence just can't get off the line quickly enough.
I think you want like lots of components to come together for pace. One is a really good carry. So ball into Chesham, you get behind the tackle line, long place of the ball, easy for the 9 to access, and then it's just momentum, it's flow. It's really simple stuff, Ali, but if you just do it precisely, it's almost impossible to stop.
No contest.
Chesham leaping highest. Man of the match last weekend. Brilliant for England in Paris. Tigers in total control. Again with an advantage behind them.
Ball is there, don't trap it.
Sensing a third try here. Full blast on the whistle for the penalty.
Before went forwards and then Leicester to the floor. Number 7 up the side. Leicester then went to the ground for us, but number 7 side entry.
That's Lewis Ludlow.
Description as to why he wasn't considering a penalty try there. It was Leicester who took it to ground. Initial offence. Ludlow sliding down the side, but he didn't affect the drive going towards the line.
Ian said you slipped round and you lost your bind and then re-attached, okay? Okay, receiver, Gloucester receiver out of the front.
Turnover here from Alamano and Gloucester, because they're on the ropes a little bit.
Chesham with the setup. The drive strong again. Blamire works his way into position, lines up the try line, crashes through. 3 tries in just over 11 minutes for Leicester. They are in uncompromising mood today.
It's a really nice drive because they set well, they get the cavalry to come in from the back line, and then they just find that right edge and twist the Gloucester defenders away. And as soon as they do that, the guys on the inside have to work really hard to get forward. And as soon as they do that, you've created that shield to go over the line. So all those guys coming in can do absolutely nothing to stop it now. Blamire, you see, there they go. They follow the Leicester pivot round, and Blamire just pops out of the back and has to just drop over the line.
It's not like him today, is it? Is he 94% before today?
He'd been operating at 88. Missed only 5 kicks all season, 2 missed today. But Tigers aren't missing much from close range.
It takes you back, Ali, to that playing for pride element. When does it come back in? It's really difficult when your season's pretty much over in terms of being competitive. And the side against you has got real desire, momentum. Gloucester have got to find something and find something quickly, or this could be a cricket score.
17 minutes, sorry, 12 minutes and 17 points already. It's at moments like this you look for the psychological edge, the mental capacity to dig in and get yourself out of a hole. What is the motivation? As we mentioned, no Champions Cup, no Challenge Cup rugby over the next fortnight for Gloucester.
Sometimes teams can be more dangerous because the pressure's off. There's no, and they can just go out and enjoy themselves and play. It's when you get into those sort of places when you need to find a bit of resilience that it becomes a problem. So this is a big issue for that coaching staff. But I guess at some point, Atkinson's going to start playing without that pressure on them. And Gloucester can be dangerous, and we've seen a lot of teams come back in this league this year.
Backwards, play on, play on.
The kindest of deliveries for Joaquin Moreau to cope with from Jamie Blamire.
No, not on the ball, he missed it. Mate.
Searle. Russell Collins up against Redshaw. I think that went forwards from Redshaw.
He got back onside, just a knock on.
I think Gloucester got away with one there. Joseph actually was running a bit of a blocking line as well. He didn't move out of the way.
And time off.
Which is fine, provided you compete for the ball.
There was
We
good
spoke about
contest,
Bristol
good
last
pressure.
week,
Like
using their wingers to take the ball over the shoulder, which I think is a really good tactic. But you look at Joseph there, he sort of gets in the way a little bit, gets his arm out. That's obstruction for me.
And he's in front anyway from an knock on, so you can't pick it up.
Yeah.
Referee said he got back onside, not sure.
Joseph deployed on the wing again. Fourth time this season. Ben Redshaw's had a torrid quarter of an hour or so, hasn't he? It's been a really good addition for Gloucester. Broadly, wonderful attacking threat from the back. Obviously, Santi Carreras moving to Bath at the end of last season opened up the fullback position.
This is where as a forward pack, you're getting together and you're saying, right, how do we get ourselves back into this game? So you're putting real pressure on the front row at this scrum to come up with a big momentum shifting moment. Can Rapava, Ruskin and Asokbun, can they win a huge penalty? Give you that field position that then you can find some sort of foothold in the game. Equally at the line-outs, you may be taking a slightly bigger risk to try and get more bodies up in the air to get that steal, because that's a moment that gets the crowd back on your side.
Crouch! Bind!
If I was a guessing man here, I think the play they'll throw is they'll chuck it slightly wider to Bailey, and then they'll run Searle and Hassel-Collins around, and not with a wheel like that though.
Left-hand side, walk round.
Take the scrum penalty in the first instance.
From the start, then you went left.
Gloucester have got problems pretty much all across the paddock at the moment.
And probably too much.
That's the risk, isn't it? What I was just talking about is
make sure
you go all in, you
as long as you can, even if
throw your chips on the table and take that big risk. And because they didn't get that initial forward movement before
Jack, I think we'll get more stability if you leave your brake foot out for longer.
Started to run around the outside, right in front of the referee. Now they're back on their own line.
Stability before the ball comes in.
The second row and the back row to try and find that moment.
Shortened line out, they've got Cracknell in the midfield, they might not need him here. Blameyer's heading for the try line, and the Tigers are looking for a bonus point. The advice from Ian Tempest and the confirmation from Matthew Carley. Just 15 minutes to notch 4 tries and the bonus point. It's the quickest of the season.
It's a real statement of intent, isn't it? Let's be honest, there's not been much opposition put in front of them. They've taken control, but there's a lovely little interchange there, isn't it? The signing of Watson, he was excellent last week as well. Tommy Raffel's injury is going to be very useful for the rest of the season. Does he get there? Yes, he does.
Yeah, tries good there, Matthew.
Just see Asokbun at the front. He's asking, he's pointing, he's asking his 9 to come and fill this hole because he wants to follow Hayes. But he just switches off. It's like, look, he's coming, switches off.
He caught it back on his hip back here.
It's a really good delivery. Watson does really well to get that out of his hands before Kernan Englefield comes up to him. And then Blameyer's got the power. Really good ball carrier in his Newcastle days, and now he's really finding his feet for Leicester Tigers, particularly over the last couple of months.
Right, you've pinned him, guys.
Oh, they've taken no time at all, the Tigers, to draw the sting from the Gloucester support inside Villa Park. Travelled here in hope.
Right,
win over Quins last weekend, but at the moment, I'm not sure we can credit that with a great deal, given the state of Harlequins. Redshaw, Atkinson, Joseph. Asogbon. Atkinson for Redshaw on the outside. Able to show some of his attacking skills. Brilliant offload for Ludlow, steaming up towards the 22. Englefield, quick ball here for Gloucester. First time they've looked dangerous in attack, and then the ball goes forwards. The tackle from Wand, the spill from Clement, and the moment passes.
Yeah, Bailey and Wand defensively did really well there. Made the choice to go out and put the pressure on the pass rather than drift. Got it right.
Right, use it. Knock on advantage over.
Hamer Webb's tackle on Ludlow's good, isn't it, though? Stops the offload.
Yeah, exactly. He goes high on it. The break's good, actually, because they don't do a great job of holding Tigers, but the pace of that man, Redshaw, gets them half through, finds the offload really well, and then it's this tackle that's crucial, because if they don't go high, I think that offload gets put back on the outside and Gloucester score there. Unfortunately, as they swept back to the right-hand side, accuracy not quite there, but that's the first real bright spark of a moment for the Cherry and Whites this afternoon.
Do you think it's a little bit as well? You score a bonus point after 15 minutes. We spoke about the psychology of pride versus desire to go on and win. unless you're absolutely ruthless, you naturally just take your foot off the pedal ever so slightly. And those psychological differences are the difference between winning and losing in this competition, and it's 1-2% difference, that's all.
There was no foot off the pedal from Jeff Parling pre-match, was there?
No, I think Craig's got a bruise on his chest.
The half.
Decent fend, that.
It was good, wasn't it? Don't touch the quiff.
That's Collins, that's an excellent take. Way above his head.
Onside, come back.
Cracknell rides the challenge from Inard.
Right, come out now, come out. Taken in. Use it.
Redshaw waiting in the backfield. And Van Portfleet with the clearance, but it was taken back in.
It was, but I can't quite understand. I thought they played Hassel Collins in the air.
I think Joseph does a really good job of just pulling out enough. There is contact, but he actually doesn't really affect him dropping where he was going to drop. Maybe slightly.
I think it's still a penalty, no more, but he does accelerate forward to him. He knows he's made a mistake, but he's got away with it.
Wants to get away with it. Fasogbon feeds Joseph. Can they try and create something here? Second time inside the 22, ball in hand. Inard rumbling forwards at low level. Englefield waiting for the runners. Penalty Gloucester.
But we had offside first. The whole back line, none of you made it onside. Then there was a crossing. So the guard didn't make it, and then everyone set off the guard, I think.
They've finally found their feet, Gloucester
Leicester on the
now.
line.
Crucial on this delivery now at the line-out. Has to be pinpoint. These are the moments that
6 or 7.
give you a chance of getting half back into the game.
7.
Needs a nice sympathetic call from the back.
Leicester on the line.
Inard takes aim. Tigers don't compete. Clement round the corner at full tilt. Englefield whips it out. Barreling run there from Max Llewellyn. Englefield again feeds it close to the line. Gloucester sensing something here. Fasogbon swivels. Excellent tackle from Hamer Webb. Tigers throwing themselves into the fray here. Still the ball there to be won. Tigers not rolling away.
Short, let go, let it come back, red side.
Ludlow
Short again.
taken on by Rapava Ruskin. They go again, and ultimately the job is done by Matias Alemano. And Gloucester, after 20 sorry minutes, are back in business.
It took a lot of patience, that. The initial carry from Clement off the back is superb. Poor Orlando Bailey gets absolutely poleaxed. And then they kept that momentum, but then when it slowed down, they were patient. Didn't quite get to the line, but they managed to drag the ball back. Ludlow has one more go himself. And then in comes the power. Like an Exocet, low down, straight over the line from Alemano.
Rapava Ruskin does so well there to dig the ball out. Joe Hayes trying to fall backwards. Good technique, but I thought Rapava Ruskin made that in the end.
So Gloucester on the board, Tigers leading by 22 points to 5. Let's have a word with the Director of Rugby for Gloucester, George Skivington. George, your assessment, not a 20 minutes you'll be terribly happy with, but the last couple at least, something to draw some hope from.
Yeah, I mean, it's about as bad a start as you could have, obviously. We miss a couple of, I wouldn't say simple tackles, never simple. We miss a couple of tackles we should make, set-piece misfires a few times, and Tigers are too good for that, so it's a steep hill to climb now.
So it's a tightening up, and is it a little bit more structure and organisation to what's going on when you do have the ball?
I think it's a bit of accuracy. I think, like I say, a couple of misfired line-outs, you know, scrum, we need to keep that a bit squarer. I think that's the way it's looking, but Again, the boys will stay in this. They'll stay brave. They've done that. You know, we'll fight back. But you know, those inaccuracies against a game like a team like Tigers, they hurt you.
I guess the overall effect around the stadium is not a good one, is it, George? Either in the first quarter like that, you've got fans here sitting waiting to be entertained and sparked up, and Tigers have just drawn that sting so quickly.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's important now that we show what we're about and we entertain and we show that we're going to fight for the rest of the game. So, you know, that's going to be the marker for us.
Thanks, George.
Thanks.
Well, he credits them with a resolve and a defiance in circumstances like this, and Gloucester have shown that through some difficult moments, but they've got to dig in here and really make sure that that's exactly what everybody sees.
Here's the Blameyer injury. Gets in a decent position and then just gets, doesn't look that bad, does it? Just gets folded a bit. Just hearing though that Gloucester have conceded more tries than anyone in the first 20 of other games this season, more than Newcastle.
There's no foul play in the injury, Matt.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
His hip, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He got one of his feet trapped under the body. I just wonder whether as he was hit, just a bit of separation there.
Well, the first one was more just
It's like it's something he's going to be happy to run off.
When the pressure came on, he fell out. The second one just felt like it went round. Okay, fine. But I've spoken to
They
Jack.
come off now when he scored twice already in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, job done.
We good? We good?
Here's the last one.
I missed the start of the picture, so I just played through. So
Watch a lot of the Tigers front rowers when they get close to the line and close to the ruck, they put 1 foot down and 1 foot on the knee. Sorry, one on the knee, 1 foot down. And they try and fold backwards and then fold their knee underneath the ball.
That's all right, sorry.
Just a new technique that I've not seen that much.
Big lump.
I do think trying to win the collision when you're a metre from your line is naive.
So Blameyer repaired, Arthur Clark also repaired.
Crouch! Bind! Set! No! Good! Take it out, ball is out!
Got the ascendancy at the scrum, haven't they, Leicester as well? Searle releasing Hassel Collins, just running onto the ball at every turn. Currently,
shot though, double tackle, dislodged the ball.
Away it comes from Clark and then fumbled in the midfield by Atkinson just when opportunity was beckoning.
Cracknell's got all the aces there, apart from he's running into two big bodies.
Yeah.
So there's no footwork, so you could see him coming and line him up. But because of the initial carry, he's on the front foot. But that's a really, really good shot. One nice and low. And if Clement doesn't go that low, then Gwyn can't make a legal shot. If Clement starts high, Gwyn is likely to make a high tackle. So really good combination between the two.
Crouch! Bind!
There you go. Most tries conceded in the first 20 minutes of the season. Saracens got an interesting run now, haven't they? Now or never for them, especially after the Exeter game last night.
But the last scrum was successful, and this scrum we both went back to pushing our feet back on the bind. Please keep your feet up so we can get stability.
Nicky Smith just lost his footing at the last scrum. Not that reset, but the one before. He actually got a good amount of go forward, but lost his footing, and that's why he didn't get the penalty. He's really attacking for Sogdon, but he's got to keep his feet up, because if he goes down now, the referee's looking for that, how far up his feet are.
Leicester far side.
It's gone against Joe Hayes, and Gloucester are away. Beyond halfway, Atkinson, captain today, in the absence of Tomas Williams. Clement running hard over that 10-metre line. Atkinson for Sogbon, some swift hands, but Tigers straying beyond the offside line, taken quickly now by Redshaw, who attacks the space. Tigers having to back off, and then once again these passes are not sticking.
Is that not a knock-on? Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, I was watching Gloucester in the warm-up actually, and very few phases were sticking. Just got to stay focused, haven't you? It's great tempo from them. Does exactly the right thing by running back towards supporting line so you can run straight. Lovely little step. The pass is good. You've got to take that. Out the corner of his eye, he sees Hamish Watson, doesn't he, and think he's going to hit me. just takes his eyes off
I
the
gave
ball.
the free kick because I felt like they put
Such
too
a
much
bright
pressure on the bind, and then
Isn't he, at the back
re-engaged.
there?
Okay, so
Ben
thank
Redshaw,
you.
genuine
Make sure
pace,
you keep your
really
foot
good
up,
rugby playing
okay? You don't
ability
lean
and
too
skill
much.
set.
Leicester's too much on the bind there for me.
Just slightly too much on that pass for Clement, who...
Be patient, be in control of
Yes,
yourself.
Clement has to take that pass, but be sympathetic to someone who's about to barrel into contact, because they're probably having a look at what shoulder they can run at of the defenders that are in front of them.
Can't help but feel that's one area that will be targeted very clearly by Chris Boyd when he's on the ground. The transformation in the way the Northampton Saints started to play, their skill set developed disproportionately when Chris Boyd arrived at Franklin's Gardens. I think Gloucester will be in for a bit of the same treatment.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually. It's the understanding that playing loose doesn't mean that you drop the ball. And it's not necessarily loose. I think you just changed the terminology. Has he made it? He's made it, yeah. I think you just change the terminology, the wording, and then psychologically you get the benefit off the back of that.
Lewis, we had a couple of good scrums, particularly
because if that pass sticks, they go through the phase, they score out wide.
And it's happened too much, as we saw, 5 handling errors already today. And they played some fabulous rugby last season. They were all about the tempo. They were all about shifting the point of attack.
No
and their
context.
skills held up for the most part, pretty well under pressure, but I think Chris Boyd will go to work on that. Hassel-Collins wide to Hamer-Webb, steps in, fields. Hamer-Webb giving Ben Redshaw a torrid time in defence.
Shoulder.
Searle. Bailey. Driven on by Wand. It's there for Van Portfleet. Nice pick up from Hayes, and the tip on to Blamire looked good until it was knocked forwards in contact. Not sure Gloucester are going to feel the benefit of the knock-on advantage here, deep in their 22.
Use it. A bind up, thank you. Use it. 9, come on. Knock on. That's advantage over.
Anglefield's clearance just held in the breeze a little bit. Hassel-Collins can attack. Good tackle from Inard. Cracknell finds some space here.
Thank you, for
Blamire. Searle, Hassel-Collins, 2 men onto him. Joseph might have hurt himself in the process, looks a little dazed and confused. Searle again, and Chesham hit by Fasogbon. Searle has it, but the ball's gone forwards.
Well, they got some energy from that.
Apologies for the language you might have picked up. Some hefty shots going in. Gloucester drawing strength from the physicality of their defence.
Maybe
talking about Jack Van Portfleet in the build-up to the game, and that was a good example of a 9 watching the plays. So they're running through 6 or 7 phases, and everything just gets a bit linear. It gets a bit forward onto forward, defensive line getting the advantage and slowly winning the tackle line. It's at that point that he brings out his main attribute, which is picking and stepping to the fringe. It stops the midfield line speed straight away, and you can reset the phase structure.
Advantage being played. Clement feeds Englefield. Atkinson sets off. Opportunity here. Atkinson brought down. Thorley screaming for it to his left.
No, both his feet. Onside. Only player on his feet.
Stolen.
Try time this if they pass it.
Racing away. Watson, the provider. Bailey, Searle, Hassel-Collins waiting for his moment. And then caught in 2 minds, rather tripped over Llewellyn. Liebenberg to Chesham. And again, the Tigers looking much the more threatening, ball in hand. Van Portfleet. Chesham again.
That's another amazing steal.
Excellent work
this
from
phase.
Rapava Ruskin Tigers thought they'd nicked it back again.
Knock on.
Really good from Jack Van Poortvliet, that. Sees him struggling to play it on the floor, but for the knock-on, almost steals it back.
Ball clearly exposed because it fell to the side. One turned it over. Nine went to turn it over and knocked it on.
Just one-handed. Big right paw comes on it.
Knock on.
That's
Oh, it was a knock on over here. And then you kicked it to the halfway line. Oh, here, no, seven just, one took the ball cleanly, yeah.
Big man needing a breather. Gloucester fans will be delighted to have him on the field fit
Ian, what did you
finally
see?
after months, well, seasons actually worth of knee trouble. Invariably, Gloucester go much better when Rapava Ruskin is available.
Knee, and then he needs to stay square if he goes forward, okay? We've penalised him as well. We've penalised them three times for the same kind of thing. That's right.
So a little break in play. And a reminder, this is the first of the matches in our big match bonanza Saturday. Three huge sporting venues. We're off to Bristol, Quins next in Cardiff at the Principality from 3:15. And Surrey Saints after that at the Tottenham Stadium. Prem Rugby looking forward to more than 100,000 fans attending across the three fixtures today. And then tomorrow we're in Salford for Sale against Bath. And lunchtime from midday, the PWR as well. Trailfinders against Lightning.
Me too.
So far, the bonanza has been reaped solely by Leicester.
Bind. Set. Right, take it out, both down. Take it out. Stay down.
Clement.
He's been outstanding at getting Gloucester
Use it.
slightly back into this game, hasn't he? Clement been their best player, I think, by a mile.
Good contest. Use it. 9. Thank you.
And Englefield to touch.
They want to finish with some good phase play, Leicester. Obviously, they had an amazing first 15 minutes, but since then, they've had little possession, a couple of mistakes, so they'll want it to click back in at this point now. Last thing you want to do is go in, concede another try, 22-12.
Wind's picking up a bit. That falls for Billy Searle. Enjoying the rugby of his life. Bailey. Sucked in the defenders through the pass, and it was loose, and Thorley links nicely with Redshaw. Back comes Watson to make a menace of the breakdown. Picked up by Atkinson. Here's Clement. Could do with some assistance. One-handed collection from Moreau.
His energy is phenomenal around the field.
All right, let it go now, Gloucester.
That's a penalty. Van Poortvliet's on the floor and he gets dived on top.
Yeah.
But
So, Stewart, Bailey, Hassel-Collins. Combination of Joseph and Atkinson bring him down. Fired out by Blamire this time. Hayes in the midfield. Again, Clement with the tackle. Cracknell bumping through. Quick ball for Van Poortvliet. Wand with a bit of acceleration. The pass in behind, though. Liebenberg.
Off a foot, play on. It's open play.
Ludlow knew it. Ludlow's onto that for Gloucester.
Not now, not now. Two players on their feet competing for the ball.
Cracknell again. Resets the target point for the Tigers.
On the wrong side.
Watson.
Use it. Stay on.
Nice to be able to bring in a British Lion as cover in your back row, isn't it?
Ball is out.
Van Poortvliet sends it up for Hamer Webb. It falls for Englefield. And a big chase on.
That could be a 50-22.
Thorley steaming after it. Searle has to be careful.
Goal line.
I think they might want to take a look at that high ball first and who won it. I'm not sure it wasn't a knock-on. We might not see. We might do. Yeah, I think that's a knock-on. You know.
Protect you for so long if the ball's sitting out, Jack.
Yeah.
Looked to be off the hands of Thorley.
It looked off Thorley.
That's not the sort of thing that TMOs are asked to come and look at now, is it?
Leicester play.
A lot of people talking about losing the amount of TMO stoppages, so on-field decision from a ref.
I'll give you an on-field, that's a knock-on.
Did look very much like it from Dayan Gwynn. Regardless, Gloucester continue. Yeah, that's the voice of David Rose, our TMO. So Tigers will have the scrum. I'm not sure if I don't think the sun would be an issue here, given the shadow extending from the far side of the ground. Just a mess.
Let's go. Can't afford Gloucester now to. I've got a Haribo in my mouth.
I can tell he's got cramp.
Literally cramping up.
He's got cramp, it's hilarious.
Really important now Gloucester don't give away a penalty at this scrum, because having been chasing down on the Tigers line, you then lose that and then you're back into your own 22. It's another massive psychological swing for them. So, you know, Leicester might just fancy a little dabble at that one. So just got to make sure that initial hit as a front row means that Blamire's not looking back between his legs saying, keep it in, Ollie Cracknell, we fancy a little dabble at them.
Post-match entertainment today is Ben trying to walk down these steps. You don't need a band. Yeah, Guys and Chiefs, just get Ben cramping on the steps.
Camera on that for sure. Little jab through from Stuart Hamer-Webb. After it and gathering it beautifully. Tackle comes in from Thorley. Good scrap on the ground.
Onside, thank you.
From Portfleet. Tigers trying to put as much width on this as possible. Gloucester sucked in tight on the other side. An acceleration from Wand. Shakes off Joseph to within 5 metres.
Advantage.
Could be a card, this.
Billy Searle just asking the question.
Let's see what his interpretation of it is.
Brilliant acceleration from Wand, wasn't it? Just caught that defender wondering whether he should drift on him, and gets round. A bit of a match-up with Inard there.
Thank you.
And no clear release.
He's had a very good season, hasn't he?
Both at the same
PREM
time.
Cup really bred him into the player he was from last year. But this year, defensively, sliding in that 13 channel, it's hard to beat him. He's carrying so well. Big chance for the Tigers.
Looking to finish strong in this first half. Chesham the target man, and the drive looking meaty. In comes Hassel Collins, Wand joining the crew as well. Ball being worked to the back.
Leicester, take it out.
No one quite sure where the ball was. Joseph coming through.
Offside.
Gloucester caught offside.
Offside.
This is funny.
Offside.
I've got it here, look.
Seb,
Look, hey.
be really careful. Number of penalties down here. Be careful. Leicester.
Couldn't quite get the message across.
Just so I know to get out of the way. I'm going to be behind you.
Right then. Tap and go. Jamie Blamire.
So watch out, please.
Hanro Liebenberg next up. Enveloped by Cherry and White. Nicky Smith burrowing in.
Side number 6.
Once more a penalty behind Leicester.
Enough now, 12.
No suggestion this is going to go too wide, but maybe it will through Searle. Wands on an outside arc, lovely offload. Bailey with the dummy and in for the try. And Leicester are enjoying themselves at Villa Park. Very one-sided this 40 minutes. And it's been bookended by scores. The first from Wand, the last of them from Bailey, and the score now 27 points to 5 with a conversion to come.
Yeah, and I don't think many are enjoying themselves more than Will Wand. He's having an excellent game again. Rides the tackle, lovely little offload, and it's a great step from Bailey to beat the cover.
There's 20 seconds if he wants to play, but he can use
He just
the time
knows
if he
exactly
wants
what's going to
time.
happen there. Keeps the hands free, keeps the ball away from the body. It's a very good offload from the ground from Wand.
You count me down, Foxy.
Given what Jeff Parling has
on
offer in the centres, it's interesting more often than not now.
He's choosing Bailey and Bond. He's got Izzy Parisi, of course. He's got Joe Woodward. He's got Solomon Akata when he's fit. But those two at the moment doing the damage in the midfield. Jamie Blamire with a brace as well, and Gabriel Hamer-Webb with the second of their 5. It has been a very dispiriting point. They cannot afford to sink past. Of course, they've got 40 minutes to rectify it.
Time on.
And there are some good players on the pitch here, Austin, and just not coming together.
Yeah, there really is. And 24 points has been done before by many teams. So, big start, put a marker down, bring it back within under 20, and then just crack on. Or give in. That's your choice.
That is the choice. Jacques van Poortvliet looking for a bit of territory. The wind against the Tigers. Atkinson looking for the kick pass. He's put it straight down the throat of Hassel-Collins. Not the start that Gloucester wanted or needed. Hassel-Collins makes it to the 22, and the Tigers are given a free pass early on. Stewart. Held by Fasogbon. Watson. Searle. Bailey. Wand. Midfield partnership exceptional today, as it has been over the last few weeks, both in the Prem and the Prem Cup. First touch for Seb Blake, who takes a loose pass from Leicester. He's on at hooker for Inard. Clark goes wide, nice from Atkinson, better from Gloucester. Here's Redshaw. Ludlam. Atkinson is busy there. Midfield absolutely stacked with Tigers defending stoutly. Max Llewellyn got it away nicely. Storming forwards is Gwynn. Takes the contact and gets the ball away to Englefield.
Open play.
Tigers drop on it.
Well read by Blaymire, that. Knew that there wasn't a ruck. As the ball comes back, he gets in the passing channel.
That was his kick is
dreadful
the ball
kick.
hit me. It's an accidental offside to a Gloucester scrum.
What was he thinking there? This is a proper shin boner.
The ball hit me, so you got an unfair advantage.
that break. Just see
Plus we
good
all
carrying
need a
on with your lines from Gloucester perspective. Just brings Leicester
Jack kicked it
disconnect.
into a player
Nicky
in front
Smith
of him,
struggling with
so
that
it's
pace to get back.
Accidental offside.
But then
Yeah.
That's, well, Liebenberg's leaving, isn't he? So he thought, payback. I'm going to try and hide the ball somewhere.
Looks painful, doesn't it?
That's how Ben's glutes feel currently.
Bind! Set!
Again, the wind picking up a little bit. Gloucester in a favourable attacking position here for first time in a little while. Clement smuggles it away. Englefield feeds Joseph. Back in field. Good score. Strong, muscular work from Will Joseph. And that is what Gloucester need. It's what this crowd at Villa Park needs. Some jeopardy.
It's a nice finish, isn't it, from Joseph? As Jack van Poortvliet sees where the trouble is, works all the way to the far side, and then just loses his back, balance in the tackle. Look, see him there, back of the shot. It's a lovely little pass. He's there to make the tackle, but he just bounces out of it, doesn't keep his momentum and his feet moving. And Joseph takes advantage.
it's a really good finish from Joseph, isn't it? But I actually thought Gloucester had gone the wrong way because they had wheeled and Cracknell and Moreau were there, but they both got taken out by Clement's carry and offload out the back door, maybe expecting him to tuck and go himself, but
It's a beautiful kick from Charlie Atkinson using the winds. Lands the conversion.
the Leicester have wheeled their side up, so you'd expect them not to go, but watch, both get sucked in on Clement. Does a really good job of getting away from the first defender, and then all of Leicester's players were racing out to the touchline. Joseph saw that, stepped off his right foot, and really good power to get away from Van Poortvliet.
Well, full commitment from Dayan Gwynn on the restart, but unfortunately,
on the ground.
like a fielder in the deep, couldn't quite cling on to it. The
Ball stalled on him really badly in the wind.
All right, if anyone wants reward, we've got to go forward first. Scrums that just crab sideways are no good, okay? Forwards, please. That's nice and square on the far side. Thank you. Yeah, sorry. Too many titans have stood on my feet, so I appreciate that.
Looking forward to seeing Radwan come back at some stage in the second half.
Yeah, that should be fun.
Long time out injured.
Bind!
Not been seen since January. Adam Radwan. Tigers looking to respond here. Van Portfleet. Bailey to Wand. Cracknell head down.
Let go now, Gloucester, all the way. You've trapped him, the ball is coming.
Nicky Smith.
No six.
Shut down early by Fasogbon that time. Searle to Bailey and Stewart.
He's too long. Let go,
Gloucester
let go, you're off feet.
just
gone off your feet, that's all.
losing his own body weight there. Seb Atkinson on the jackal.
Shoulder.
Searle to the boot this time. And Atkinson will watch that roll into the in goal.
Just wonder whether at half-time Gloucester have talked about attacking Leicester's breakdown a little bit more with that jackal threat. You heard the reaction as soon as Seb Atkinson got on. I just think they're desperate. I think they maybe felt that Jack Van Portfleet was having too much of an armchair ride with all those collision wins and fast ball we were talking about in those first 30 minutes, and they've been a lot more aggressive at Leicester's breakdown, and Leicester haven't been able to get any go forward as a result. This might change now with a long run up.
Yeah,
the back
here we
fence.
go. Ollie Cracknell off his long run. Searle. Half break, lifts it off the deck.
That's where he's so dangerous, where he gets a slide on the pass to the outside shoulder of the defender in front of him.
Right, careful.
Good defensive tackle actually in the end.
Ouch.
Bailey, Searle. Dig forwards for Hamer Webb to get after, and the ball wins the race. Let's bring in Brett Deacon, part of the Leicester Tigers coaching staff. Brett, what were the messages for your lot at half-time? I mean, you've had an excellent 40 minutes, put Gloucester to the sword, essentially. Is it all about continued intensity?
Yeah, I think you've nailed it there around that intensity. We probably just took the foot off the throat, as you would say, in that that last 10-15 minutes, and allowed Gloucester to get back in the game. Our set piece was outstanding from the start. Around the maul, we controlled territory, and we just went away from it a little bit through intensity.
Tell us a little bit about the development of the midfield partnership, Brett, if you would. Bailey and Wanda played together quite a lot in recent weeks, haven't they? They seem to be dovetailing beautifully.
Yeah, they do. You have guys that firstly work incredibly hard for each other. You've got some really good skill set with Orlando, is almost like a second 10 for us. And then you've got Will Wan, who's very physical. He outruns most players, so great partnership that work well together.
And right on cue, bursting into the 22 is Orlando Bailey. Brett, thanks for your time.
Thanks, man.
Tigers arriving in numbers. Liebenberg muscling forwards.
I think they're both very important defensively as well for Tigers. Intelligent defenders mixed with the pace of Wand out wide, aren't they?
From Portfleet. Again to Bailey. That one's blocked this time by Seb Atkinson. Hamer Webb looking to straighten somewhere. Tackle made by Dion Blula, who's come on at loose head for Rapava Ruskin.
Let him play.
Bailey again onto it for Leicester.
Use it.
Liebenberg trying to make some space for Joaquin Moreau.
Just the penalty. Put it down.
They might want to look at this upstairs.
Yeah, there is a player coming across in behind there, Matt, as well.
Okay, just
He actually knocks it up.
Player in behind.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's not a genuine attempt to take the ball. It actually gets knocked out of his hand
You can either kick it over
by
or
Hassel
stop.
Collins, I think. It's not. It's Moreau, isn't it?
Because he's got cramp. I just heard him say.
He's a little bit unlucky there.
He's mistouched, taken well by Atkinson. Here's Redshaw from deep.
Sliced it.
Yeah. Seemed to be caught in two minds. It's there for Searle, who feeds Stewart.
50-22's on. Great kick that.
Yeah, he's landed it. Sharp word from Freddie Stewart, who of course provided that very delicate chip for Billy Searle at the tail end of the match against the Bears last week, led to the try for Hamer Webb.
Yeah, he's been working on his all-round skills, hasn't he? His kicking game's definitely improved in this season, but also his ability when he carries back to beat the first defender. Too often people think he's just a big lump, but he's not. His footwork has definitely improved in recent seasons.
That's a good contest.
Chesham with line-out possession. Hassel Collins looking to provide the punch up the middle. Chesham, Stewart, hard line from the fullback. Searle, oh, lovely delay on that. Bailey did well to keep it alive. The ball squirted out to Blamire. Strong wind here at Villa Park as the Tigers build. Van Portfleet sees half a gap.
That's the first time he's done it. JVP almost gets through. But that in recent years has been the part of his game that differentiates him from some of the other scrum halves. His ability to beat the first defender at the ruck and then normally accelerate away. But I think it's great defence. I think it might be the Zogbon that gets back and makes the tackle.
I'd imagine the pressure's coming from the other side, but I'll keep looking.
It's really good. It's down with cramp for about 5 minutes. That'll really help the cramp as well, that little acceleration.
We'll keep looking. Thank you. Here we go, Gloucester. Let's play.
He's had some unfortunate injuries. The timings of the injuries have been unfortunate for Jack Van Portfleet, haven't they? Obviously missing the World Cup, missing the Autumn Nations Series in November as well.
Yeah.
Do you think that's one of the factors why he, more often than not when we've seen him, he's just been playing a little bit more safer, a little more conservative?
I think so. I think he's coming off now, but I think he has playing a little bit within his capabilities. He's undoubtedly got amazing physical attributes. His kicking game's very strong. His running game, as we've spoken about, strong. There's more to come. I think the ceiling's high for him. He's just got to find a way to get there. And the way that Leicester are currently playing is perfect for him. Because when you're expecting a side like Searle to go side to side, the fringes leave before they should do. I think we'll see a lot more from him as the season winds down to an end. Winds down? Winds up.
We're winding up. Tom Whiteley's on at 9, by the way, for Leicester. And Archie van der Fleer on the loose head. It's better from Gloucester as they work it to halfway. The long ball out to Will Joseph. Try scorer in the early part of this second half. Englefield, Atkinson. Hamer Webb. Reasonable net gain for the Cherry and Whites.
Flag's in the wrong hand there. Basics. Coach Tempest.
Welsh international debut last month against Scotland. Now tries in 4 of his last 5 for Tigers as well. Bedding in on that right wing.
Stay there, thank you.
Seb Blake with the Gloucester delivery. Ludlow. Atkinson. Llewellyn, not seen enough of that today. Clark also heavy in the carry. And Leicester rewarded by Matthew Carley.
Well, it's really good from Gloucester until the final ruck. The initial carry, they match up Llewellyn onto Billy Searle, so they make good ground. He gets through the middle. Good carry. Look, Searle's not going to stop him on the tackle line. The guy's a unit. He's going to carry over the top of most backs. But then look, as they go into this ruck, they just all go past the ball. They miss out the main guy. I think they get a little bit unlucky. It's from the side clearing him, but he's already lost his balance, so...
No, he got hit, didn't he? And that's what knocked him into Englefield.
Sorry, I thought you weren't there. I thought you'd gone asleep.
Couldn't get a word in, Oz.
I was trying to do you a favour because you were nodding off with cramp.
Just love to see him used
4 or 5.
in that way a little more to his game than just the straight up bosh, obviously, but he's been out for a little while with a knee problem, had to have surgery back last week. Proper specimen.
It's well spotted that from Carley. They ran that play last week, didn't they, for a try? Same play. He's absolutely spot on, though.
Pressure's good at the front, isn't it? Just forces the error. Big scrum now. Sue van der Fleer on that far side for Leicester.
Fresh target for Fasogbon in the set piece.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Penalty Leicester.
Kieran Knight's on for Fasogbon, and
18, collapse.
2 new props. First blood to Leicester. Feet a little bit too far back, aren't they? Something that the referee's been talking about all game. He won't have heard it necessarily.
Make sure you're 10, all right?
Leicester then advancing once more into the Gloucester 22. Good competition, and it's won by Ludlow.
Use it!
Here's Seb Blake.
Not now, you're off your feet. Ollie, not now. Use it. He can if it's traps, not a problem.
Clearance from Englefield, taken by Hamer Webb, right on that touchline. And Stewart galloping onwards. Searle. Bailey. Really lively in the midfield, Orlando Bailey.
Tackle, let go.
Look to put others through gaps. Got Cracknell down in a heap at the moment for Leicester. Here's Adam Radwan on the fields, back from injury, and feeding Stewart.
Tackle. Step back, step
Good
back.
tackle from Charlie Atkinson.
Right, backwards, play on.
It's gone behind Joe Hayes. Tigers can recover that.
I couldn't see it clearly, it was backwards for me.
Yep, backwards.
Backwards, thank you,
I think
David.
Joe Hayes had just got to his feet
Off the
after
ball.
recover. No, it was Cracknell, wasn't it, that was struggling in the midfield.
Use it.
Whiteley with the box kick. Ball claimed by Joseph.
No, let go, let go. Let go. Back to your feet clearly before you attack the ball. Use it. 1, 9. All right, reload then, please, Jack. Back on your feet. Thank you. Use it.
Go down, Hazy.
Another one for Stewart to defuse. Whiteley to Cracknell. Searle, Bailey, Hamer Webb.
That's what Drico was talking about half-time. Redshaw forcing the wing and back in field.
Ball was out.
You can't miss a tackle if it's someone else's.
Searle to the boot. Atkinson watching carefully. Radwan gets up.
Advantage.
And
Reckless.
that's a penalty in the eyes of Matthew Carley. Englefield, what a lovely ball that is. Will Joseph linking.
Advantage over.
Hoofed onwards on the volley.
All onside, ball is out. Ball is
And the
live.
touch is found, taken
Play on.
quickly. Redshaw looking to open things up here for Gloucester. Thorley, we've not really seen Ollie Thorley today. Been afforded no space,
Onside.
very little possession. Blake upended. Englefield looking to turn Radwan.
Taken in the half.
The clearance is a strong one. Good to see him back on the field, isn't it? He's had long old injury layoff. Last seen against Bayonne in January. Leg problem, but such a lethal finisher. His strike rate for the Tigers is almost 100%. 20 tries in 24 Tigers games, and something a little bit extra, a little bit different to add to the mix.
Look at the change in how Tigers have started to play over the last 18 months or so. You can only see those records going further up if he stays fit. His finishing ability, the wings are seeing a lot more ball.
No, don't hit from the side, thank you. It's Gloucester players, still moving.
Gloucester making some headway on the drive, laid up by Seb Blake. Atkinson, so nearly so good. Once again, forwards from Clements, just at the critical moment. Fired long. 3 Tigers after it. Thorley in a corner. And taking on Will Wand.
Right, use it.
Of any winger who's isolated against 3 guys you want back there, Thorley's got that physicality to make ground, hasn't he? Does exceptionally well.
Just loves it.
Onside.
Atkinson does really well actually, because I know the pass is dropped, but if it's not dropped, Searle's walking in under the posts.
And give you both a bit of protection.
Does so well just to show, doesn't he? And then put it behind the defensive line. But watch Thorley here. When he picks it up, he actually binds on the tackler so he can't put him to ground. He puts his left arm around the tackler so he can't just be pushed down to the ground, and give those Leicester players that are coming forward onto it, just buys himself an extra couple of seconds for his cavalry to arrive.
Okay, just stop. Time's still off, and he's well off the mark.
Changes in the Tigers front row. Lamire and Hayes making way for Finn Theobald-Thomas and Will Hurd.
Step off, Gloucester, step off.
Gloucester have brought on Freddie Thomas and Wyn Trenon as well for Alamano and Gwyn.
Move them in the middle. That's fine. I just didn't want him outside in case you turn it over and kick to touch. Right, time is on. If there's anything there, it'll have to be after the game.
Theobald-Thomas, the new Leicester Tigers hooker, once off Gloucester. Sent up for Liebenberg.
Good contest for me. Good contest. Kill it. Step back.
That's still
Playing the arm.
Well, the offence was in the line out. Reason for the penalty.
This, playing the arm in the line out.
He does, doesn't he? It's a good spot. I think it was the referee's assistant that came in.
Hang on, put the ball down. Time off.
It was a good competition, but you just can't pull that arm away. I think Liebenberg, as he landed, actually got a bit of friendly fire, clashed heads with one of his own players as he came down. One of the reasons you can't play a player in the air is it does change the dynamics up there and you lose your balance. So he falls forward, and is it with Watson that he bangs that head, bangs the eye?
Ben, if he gets up there through the arm of the Tigers player and gets his hand on the ball,
that's fine.
They're all good.
That's absolutely fine. And actually, sometimes you get, if you can grab a hand, sometimes you get away with it because it's obviously so close to the ball. But as soon as you slip down, forearm or certainly bicep, that's going to be spotted.
A couple of men in charge of their sides here today. Keen exponents of the line-out in George Skivington and Jeff Parling. Tigers teammates, of course, back in the day around 2011, 2012.
Certainly good. Water.
And of course, those two
time on.
Old mates,
15, Billy.
teammates, and indeed adversaries of Ed Slater himself. One of the key reasons for us being here today at Villa Park, raising awareness for MND and all the brilliant work that's being done, fundraising, trying desperately to find a way to find a cure for this awful, awful disease. Gloucester off the hook here.
Yeah, Theobald-Thomas
scrum.
Doesn't quite get the dart in the right place, and that's one of the reasons why, particularly now, you want to be going up in those places, not allowing a team, because you just force errors like that, and as soon as there's competition in the area, then not straight law comes back into play.
Nice, let's go. We have a scrum, we have a scrum here, nice. Let's go, we're in a good scrum.
Leicester got to find a way pretty soon to inject a bit of life into their challenge here, or this is a done deal. It might have been a done deal after 15 minutes or so, but they could do with a little pep from somewhere.
They've only scored 1 try in the last 8 visits into the 22. They're still down there now, so they've got to react.
Big changes, of course, afoot with Gloucester. We've mentioned Chris Boyd incoming, Rob Burgess as general manager, which will take quite a lot of the stress out of the situation for George Skivington, allow him to coach in rather greater fashion. And of course there's quite a few changes of personnel as well, as Orlando Bailey claims this for Leicester, and Radwan works those fast feet of his.
You lost your feet before you lifted.
Watson, strong in contact. Searle. It's anyone's ball.
Knock on.
Knocked on by Gloucester. Tigers in possession.
Good option from Searle. Bit of a Hail Mary.
Advantage over.
Whiteley looking for the chase. Freddie Stewart gets there pretty quick, but Charlie Atkinson was first to it.
It's nothing to do with you, get out. 8, get out. Nothing to do with you, get out.
It's the law, I know it's the law, but I still don't like it. The fact you can come across and just jump on a bouncing ball like that. From a kick, I totally get it. From a bouncing ball
I was there.
off the floor, I always struggle with that law.
I need your help. I'll come find you.
Because you know that the tackle's coming towards you. So all you have to do at the very last second is get in the air. And as the defender, you think you're just competing for the ball, you're competing for the collision, but the defender's no longer got his feet on the ground, so it's a tough one. Every side does it.
The middle's the line. Hooker, 2 metres, 2 metres.
Blake to Clark, a little bit of extra volume inside Villa Park. Gloucester needs something here. All their challenge is done for the afternoon. Englefields, that's forwards. And swept up by Archie van der Fleer, who's had a very good few weeks in the Prem Cup and has been rewarded with a place on the bench in the Prem itself. Chesham fishes it out.
Theobald Thomas, brilliant defence.
Whiteley being manhandled. He's done well to stay in field.
Ball is out. Onside. Enough now, you're off your feet. Use it.
This is going aerial for Hamer Webb to try to get underneath. He's not got the distance on that, Whiteley, and Arthur Clark can't hold on to it either. Taken in by Freddie Thomas. Clement. Link play from Atkinson. Redshaw thought about giving that to Thorley, clung on instead. Blake to Clement. Englefield swiftly off the line. Finn Theobald Thomas is putting himself about right now for the Tigers.
Yeah, that's fine, but I didn't let him have the jackal. You can't pin him in.
Someone's lost a boot.
It's Charlie Atkinson, which isn't great. You know, your main kicker.
Right foot, simply with a sock. It could be interesting if he's asked to kick. In fact, that duty is going to fall to Caelan Englefield.
Backwards by White, play on.
Billy Searle.
Oh, sorry, Billy. Inside the 22.
Fortunately, the left has a boot on it. Radwan, though, is going to have a little crack from here. And Trenholm will feed Atkinson, who, as is often the case in these circumstances, is being found by the ball at every available turn. He could really use a knock-on or a touch finder somewhere here. Stewart clattered by Thorley, who drives hard over the top. Excellent rucking from Gloucester. Fished out by Freddie Thomas. This is Dion Blula.
That needed to go.
Atkinson to Atkinson. Brilliantly offloaded to Llewellyn, who couldn't hold on to it. And the ball has been claimed by Joaquin Moreau, and Hamish Watson's onto it for Leicester. And now they attack, and they go searing up the middle. Finn Theobald-Thomas has been absolutely everywhere since arriving from the bench. Now it might open up for Gloucester again. This is Trenholm, a little isolated.
It's getting loose, Ali. Rucks are optional now.
Kieran Knight smashed in the tackle. No look pass from Charlie Atkinson. It was forwards.
Wow.
Time to get your boot back, Charlie.
Get some oxygen in the lungs. Theobald-Thomas, you're right, Ali's had a big impact.
Yeah,
2 times he flew out of the line.
Where is the other one? Do we know?
Just for slight errors. There's the big hit initially, dislodging the ball. And then finds the 10. Every hooker's dream to get a shot there. And then a little breakthrough as well off that right foot. Very explosive.
Leave 1 and 1, it's all the fashion.
He has given Leicester a little bit more impetus in a game where it was just starting to flag for them.
Former Gloucester man, played in the Prem Cup final.
Yeah, I don't mind if I can, thank you.
All your front rows for both sides at this stage. Van der Fleer, Theobald-Thomas and Hurd for the Tigers. Blula, Blake and Knight for Gloucester.
Seb Atkinson just getting a little bit of treatment there in the foreground.
Ian called it, but I was cheating a little bit because I was a bit puffed out, so I was a bit in front.
So, Billy Searle coming off. That means the arrival of James O'Connor.
I won't repeat what he's just said.
Probably before the season started, people were probably expecting, including James O'Connor, probably expecting that he would be the man wearing 10 more often than not. Billy Searle, if he was lucky, was going to be wearing with something beginning with 2 on his back, but it's very much the other way around right now.
Looks like James has been for a blue rinse as well in the week. It's looking good. Yeah, I mean, that's rugby, isn't it? You get your opportunity and you take it. And no one could argue that it's not the right decision, regardless.
We didn't have time.
I don't think James O'Connor's played badly. He's had some injury problems, which sort of gifted that opportunity to Billy Searle. But when he first started, he was playing well.
He's been away playing for Australia as well, which not always helped.
Unused replacement last week against the Bears.
Come on, let's be nice.
So you're in a good place if you don't need to be bringing on a man with 70-odd caps for Australia. Billy Searle is just having the time of his life, isn't he? Playing with such confidence at the moment.
Do you know the other thing about it? People will only talk about his attacking stuff, but his work rate on the kick chases and everything else, he's not just, I'm going to throw the ball around, get everything running through me. He's working hard for the team, and that's what a lot of the players around him will really appreciate.
Come on, let's go.
Big penalty for Gloucester. If they're going to do anything, they've got to make their move now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, for the neutral, and certainly for a Gloucester fan, you'd be looking for a double strike pretty darn quick.
Time off. Time's off. Time's off.
Be a shame if the game kind of petered out from here. Tigers actually haven't scored a point in this second half yet. Gloucester leading the second half 7-0.
Some more.
Englefields. Atkinson. Llewellyn was running through. Blake. Clark. Nice handling from Charlie Atkinson. Clements just asking too much of Ollie Thorley.
That's the story of the day, isn't it? It all looks nice, the setup, the carry in the midfield, Llewellyn, Atkinson carry well, and then they just put pressure on the man outside them. Rather than making their teammates' life easier, they make it harder. The passes either a little bit on the hip, a little bit behind, their accuracy's off or their intensity's too high, too low.
It looked like on the shoulder to me.
I'm just having a look now.
Okay, just hold it. How many? 5. Get up. No. Gloucester, step out. Hooker, stand in the middle. Leicester come up. Rosie, happy?
Yeah, happy, Matt.
Okay, time on. Clear change.
Well, the sun's out, but it's actually raining right now.
Dummy throw and one extra player. Early movement.
So, chance here for the Cherry and held in the tackle by Moreau. In goes Watson, looking to effect the turnover, but it's still with Gloucester. Rain intensifying. Blula on the carry. Clements to Clark. Really strong tackle from Theobald Thomas again. Just no momentum being allowed here by this Tigers defence. Clements, Clark, now they're making some headway. Watson thought he had it for a minute. Englefield, Clements, in come those white shirts again. Taken on by Thorley a moment ago. Redshaw racing to his left. Englefield now. Blula. Most phases the Cherry and Whites have been through in this match to date. Freddie Thomas making grounds. Gloucester making grounds.
Oh, excuse me.
There's a now or never feel to this for the Cherry and Whites. Picked up again and driven over for the score. Dion Blula for the Cherry and Whites, and not a moment too soon. Their second of this half. It is not quite over.
There's certainly hope left for the Cherry and Whites, that's for sure. The carry and the physicality in the red zone is excellent. Englefield up in the pace, Atkinson through the middle, carries really well. It's a little sniff of a turnover for Watson, but he gets wiped out off the ball, and then they just take their time. The patience is strong. Defence, not so strong.
Blula just getting on the outside.
Yeah, it's all good. Thanks.
Harry Wells and then straightening.
Yeah, tries good, Matt.
Keeping low, really good technique. That makes it interesting.
Not to be. So 12 points the difference. They need to find another one quick, smart. Dion Blula, the South African, signed from the Sharks in October.
Just saw Will Hurd didn't manage to wrap that right arm of his, and they just slid through his shot, jamming in from the outside.
Move on side. Use it. So that goes right. That's right.
Huge distance from Caelan Englefield. One of his great strengths, the weight of that boot, taken Gloucester all the way to the 10-metre line.
Just the line, guys.
Austin, time for your contenders for player of the match.
Well, prior to that try, I probably would have added one of the other Gloucester players, maybe Englefield, but Clement's been their standout player so far in what looks like a difficult comeback in the last 6 minutes for 12 points. Blaymire a couple of tries, being strong. Liebenberg's all around the field. Will Bond excellent with the tries and his defensive display, and Stewart's been rock solid at the back, so it's not an easy one today.
This is Edwards-Giroud, who's come on in the back division for Gloucester, wearing 23.
9, play the ball.
That's come off his shoulder this time. Knight feeds Atkinson.
50-22 possible.
Decides that the boot is the right option here. James O'Connor's there.
Inside. Hold on.
Slightly scruffy clearance, but it's done a job.
It's done a really good job off the left peg.
Not now. That's fine, thank you.
Great numbers. On you, Chaz, let's get up.
Well, brand new excursion
5
for Prem Rugby. First game here at Villa Park. First game of rugby here since the 2015 World Cup. South Africa played Samoa here. Australia played Uruguay.
No contest.
And for statisticians amongst you, the 42nd ground that's been used for a match in the Gallagher PREM. Redshaw for Gloucester.
Get out. Thank you.
Threads it through. Edwards-Giroux off on the chase, and danger brewing potentially for the Terry and Whites because Radwan is revving up from the back.
No, body, not the ball.
O'Connor, Bailey, Wand, through the hole. Will Wand chipping over the defenders and hurtling back to try to gather it in. All the pressure.
Hands out, Leicester.
Redshaw doing just about enough.
Step back.
Watch the running.
Onside.
Watch it go on the line.
The last thing you want to do here defensively for Leicester is give away a penalty for offside. Applying all the pressure. You're going to get field position because it's a really tough area, obviously, to clear your lines now.
Onside, at 19, you're off. Use it.
Tigers hunting this hard. Anglefield.
Oh, Leicester picked a score.
Have they snuck
all over
through?
the goal line.
Well, we saw this last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
You're in the side as well. You're in the side.
Well, if the ball's over the goal line, there's no in at the side. That's
None of you get to decide. So just put the ball down. Time's
Are you
off.
coming to me, Matt, for this one?
Time's off. Time is off.
I think he's onside. The question is the ball over the line?
Rosie, I have no on-field decision. I would like to see if it's a try, yes or no.
Okay, Matthew, we're going to check. We'll check the onside first and then where the ball is.
so. Once the ball's over the line, there's no offside. So when does he
First
make his
angle here,
move?
Matt.
He looks like he's onside to me.
Yeah, I think he is because Englefield actually
Just
rolls
whether
the ball back
ball is
over the
on
line.
That's a try, isn't it?
Is it over the line?
That's almost exactly the same as the one we saw last week.
Going to slow this down, Matt, to see where the ball is before he comes for it.
Yeah.
No, he's already gone and he hasn't moved it. I think he is offside.
This is the best angle here, I think, now, Matthew.
Doesn't matter once you pull it to the line. Please, I'm trying to do a job. I can't talk to you and do this. Go away.
So,
Rosie, tell me what you're seeing.
right, number 19 is onside.
Yeah.
The ball is initially rolled back by 9.
Yeah.
And then he's grounded by 19.
Okay, so because 19's rolled the ball back, even though he's got his hands on the ball, to put the ball down, he must press the ball beyond the line. So you're saying 19 is onside when the ball makes the line, and then he presses the ball down.
That's correct, yeah.
So we can award a try.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a decision.
Okay, back to you, Matthew.
Okay, the ball is rolled back to the goal line by number 9. 19 Leicester is onside when the ball makes the goal line. He presses the ball down, so it's a try.
Harry Wells putting the debate here to bed with a rather unusual score, but not in Leicester colours. Archie van der Fleer a couple of weeks ago doing a very similar thing. Wells here today at Villa Park, and the game is now up as far as Gloucester are concerned. Smart thinking, good understanding of the laws, Ben.
Yeah, smart thinking. I still think he was offside. I think he started his movement before the ball reached the goal line, but Doesn't really matter what I think, does it?
Not really.
TMO's made his decision.
Yeah. Fractional too, isn't it? Really fractional. And the ball smashed through the post as well for the added two. 36 points to 17, 90 seconds remaining. Gloucester still arguing the toss.
So stop now, stop.
But Harry Wells on his 234th Tigers appearance. And as you saw there, 153rd in the Prem. With a try that settles the debate.
Use it! Thank you. Not now, not now! You've gone off your feet. Yeah. Use it!
Whiteley, it's come via Arthur Clark's paw, and Thorley swings it infield, Ludlow swings infield, and Will Wand appears, as Will Wand has done throughout the afternoon. Gloucester pinned miles behind the gain line. Seb Blake muscling his way forwards, trying to create some sort of attacking platform. But it's all been too much. It's been too much for Gloucester to handle today. Been too inaccurate in their attacking endeavours, certainly, to make Leicester pay. Atkinson to Edwards-Giroud.
Onside. Thank you.
The inside ball, one more spill, it's gone forwards. Tigers sense that something might be on here via the counter. Moreau goes to ground. O'Connor feeds Theobald Thomas, who has had enough of all of this, and finishes the game with one hefty right boot. It's Tigers Day.